we are back for part 2 of the Floyd Money Mayweather and Marcos Maidana aftermath video. This is part 2. If you had missed part 1, please go back and check that because I will refer to part 1. Now, the thing is that we recall one of the controversies of this fight, ladies and gentlemen, was the fact that Floyd Money Mayweather got to choose Marcos Maidana's gloves. You know, there was glove controversy. Whereas that Marcos Maidana wanted to wear his normal Argentine-style gloves, custom-made gloves, in which it's less padding around the knuckle area, and it's made of horsehair, and it's more of the padding is around the thumb and the waist, and the wrist area and things like that. They're still 8-ounce gloves, and they're still legal. But the fact is, these were not the gloves that Floyd Mayweather approved, or neither did he want to use. So, you know, there was a big controversy. Floyd almost backed out of the fight, and Maidana almost backed out of the fight. But in the end, they reached a compromise. And Maidana ended up wearing the gloves that Floyd chose for him, basically. And look what happened. So you got to ask yourself, you know, with the shots that Maidana was throwing, with all the rabbit punches and the looping punches that were actually landing on Floyd, what happens if there's no padding around, if he's in his traditional gloves? Does he knock Floyd Mayweather out? Does he knock him down? Mayweather took a lot of damage at the beginning portion of this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Got caught up on the ropes way too much, I thought, also. You know, when Marcos Maidana, who's a mass puncher, throwing all these looping crazy shots, if he gets you up on the rope, that's where, to me, he does the most damage. Whenever you're stationary and whenever you're based up back up against the ropes, you're going to take damage from Marcos Maidana. I don't care who you are. Evidently, we see Floyd Mayweather, you know, he took damage from anyone will. You know, you cannot have your back up against the ropes. To this day, ladies and gentlemen, the person who's fought Maidana the best, hands down, has been Devon Alexander. Devon Alexander has placed the best strategy on Marcos Maidana. A strategy you would think Floyd would actually emulate instead of trying to go down the road of how he fought Ricky Hatton, to actually go down the road of the way Devon Alexander fought Maidana. You know, the 1-2 hole. It worked beautifully. It frustrated Maidana. That's something that's Floyd's strong point. Not the hardest puncher, not the fastest puncher probably no more today, but the smartest puncher and also the smartest fighter. That's what gives him most of the edge over most fighters. But he did not show that mental edge in tonight's fight. Now, some people are actually noting the fact that Floyd was actually looking for a dogfight to be part of his legacy, or also possibly a rematch, a worthy rematch to be part of his legacy to make it what it is. Could be. I don't deny that. But the fact is, you cannot see this victory as a clear-cut victory for Floyd Mayweather under any circumstances, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not going to happen. Now, like I said earlier, Floyd has 3 fights left in his deal. Fortunately, I think this fight should be the next fight in September. It should go back to a rematch. This will take up one of those 3 fights, unfortunately, and he'll be left with 2. But I'm telling you, man, there's going to be a lot of rumblings. It's going to have the young gunners looking at Floyd Mayweather actually going to be gunning for Floyd Mayweather. They see this version of Floyd, a version of Floyd that we haven't seen. If you look at the Cotto fight, when we almost seen that Floyd does not fare too well in dogfights, you go back to that fight, and I guess Marcos Maidana kind of used that same blueprint. He kept Floyd up on the ropes, same as Cotto did, threw a bunch of punches, same as Cotto did. The difference was Marcos Maidana has much heavier hands, and on top of that, Marcos Maidana also incorporated a better jab than Cotto, I thought. Hats off to Robert Garcia and the whole Oxnard crew. They do a wonderful job at training their fighters, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, it's amazing. I remember in the post-fight interview, when they asked Richard Schaefer about the rematch, first thing that Robert Garcia said, are you going to let us choose our own gloves this time? Makes perfect sense to me. So Floyd had possibly an edge. Don't give me no crap about, he had Miss Jackson as a distraction. Don't give me no bullshit about the fact that, his fighters popped up dirty on some shit, so he was distracted. Maidana just had a baby back in Argentina. His mind probably was back home with his kid and his wife. So if you want to use that, people are going to definitely use that, you know. Fact of the matter is, Floyd pulled out a draw last night. Anyone who disagreed, please put it in the comment section and tell me the reason why. But Floyd, a lot of people want to say he was more accurate, and a lot of Maidana's shots were missing and they were off. Yeah, but that could have, and I'm always a fan of the guy with the more clean and more accurate punches, but Floyd did not really I remember there was a straight in roughly the second round, man, that almost knocked Maidana head off. I do recall that one. And there was a few body shots. I thought he should have definitely stuck to the game plan that his father was giving him. When Floyd started pop shotting to the body with the jab on the outside, it was very effective. It's one of the punches that honestly kept him in this fight and kept Maidana a little off him towards the middle and later rounds, is because he kept pop shotting him with the jab to the gut. His father kept telling him, work that gut, work that body, slow Maidana down, take some steam off him, take some of the gas out of his tank. And I think he would have been much more fatigued in the later rounds if Floyd would have got on that early with body work. But for some reason, Floyd did not do that. He still worked his shoulder roll. I thought he did a decent job, just not doing too good of it with the shoulder roll up against the ropes. See, Floyd's shoulder roll to me is more effective in the middle of the ring. When he does this up against the ropes, he does tend to, a punch or two gets through. And Maidana hits hard, up and looping down punches, almost rabbit punches on the back of the temple, the nervous system, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, you know, once again, a tough fight, the toughest fight we've ever seen Floyd Mayweather in. There's going to be a lot of detractors jumping on Floyd hard about this fight. But, you know, it's one for the books. Nevada was just not going to allow their cash cow to just go down the toilet just that easy. It's just not going to happen. CBS and Showtime is not going to let their cash cow just go away just that. But the young gunners, the Thurmans, the Porters, the Garcias, they are going to be gunning for Mayweather, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen weakness in Mayweather last night. He is not invincible. He is not a unicorn, once again, ladies and gentlemen. So what happens? What lays in the future? Hopefully Marcos Maidana will get his rematch. Hopefully, you know, if not, if something, you know, falls through the cracks about the rematch, you know, Marcos Maidana is going to become a feared fighter, ladies and gentlemen. His last 4 to 5 showings have been all solid showings. Since he's been under the tutelage of Robert Garcia, he has been another style fighter. He's always still been aggressive, but now he's incorporating different things into his style. Something we honestly would have thought Floyd Mayweather would have seen. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, father time. Father time. You can't beat that. So, how do you feel about this fight? Did you think Floyd Mayweather won? And if you do, by what margin? Do you think it was a draw? And if you think so, please leave your comments in the comment section, and I will definitely get back to you. To the next video, I will follow up possibly on this one. This is part 2. Go back and look at part 1. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll check y'all then. It's your main man, Mate Man.